Welcome and thanks for joining in to The Solution Is You. I really appreciate each and every one of you for stopping by the channel. If you enjoy the content, then be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. Let's go ahead and get right into today's subject. Now, the topic of today is stressed out and fed up. Now, there are two major things in life that can have you stressed out and fed up. Number one is finances. So, finances, everything that we do revolves around money in some way or another. Now, this doesn't mean that money is the end all be all and that money is everything, but this simply means that money is very important. It is essential to getting things done. And the more money that you have, the easier things can be. And so, if you are finding that you are short on money or you are having problems understanding how money works and how to obtain a decent amount of cash, then this is something that has huge implications on everything else in life. And so there are so many people who feel as if they don't have enough money and that they cannot make ends meet. And this creates a lot of issues and problems. And so finances is one of the number one causes of stress, the lack of finances. And so, with so many people and inflation at an all time high, there are a lot of people who are homeless, and there are a lot of people who are getting divorces. You can understand why finances can be the number one issue that's causing stress and strife on many people in this world. Number two, relationships. So, relationships and the dysfunction in relationships can definitely have you stressed out and fed up. And although, most people get into relationships because of love, but relationships are about much more than love. And actually, relationships are supposed to be about a union, especially if you're married, but supposed to be about a union and being able to come together, bring together your resources and your mind and to get things done. And I'm trying to keep everything pretty much as simple as possible because the more simple it is, the easier it is to understand where you may be in your particular situation or things that you may need to change or adjust. And so when it comes to finances and relationships, these two things go hand in hand. Now, life is like you're baking a cake. And so this is the thing about life. Everything ties in together and life only repeats itself. So there's really nothing new that we see. There's only improvements, there's advances in technology, but there's nothing totally new that we have not seen before. Now, when we're talking about something such as space or something that's being discovered, again, that's advancement in technology, allowing us to see things that we haven't seen before. But these are things that pretty much already existed. But life itself repeats itself. Therefore, if something repeats itself, then there is truly nothing to really discover. You just have to understand it and you have to use certain things to your benefit. So when it comes to finances and relationships, it's like you're baking a cake. There are certain ingredients that have to be available, and you have to insert these ingredients at the right time, and they have to adjust themselves for a certain period of time in order for you to have the end result. And so, what I find in life is a lot of times we as people, we skip steps, we leave out ingredients, and we shorten processes all because of things that happened or didn't happen within our own lives. And so we bring that into other people's lives when we get into relationships. And it's really that simple. A lot of times there can be misfortune that can throw off things. There's always exceptions to everything that you do in life. But a lot of times, the things that happen in life are based on uh, the things that we do. So it's important that we acknowledge where we are at fault and that we make corrections so that we may not repeat the same mistakes, especially when you get into a relationship and you bring some of those old habits into the new relationship, because these things can present issues down the road. Now, what I find most is there are too many people who put a lot of pressure on themselves, and this is unnecessary pressure, trying to be perfect, trying not to make any mistakes. And mistakes is exactly what you will want to make, because you learn more from your mistakes than if you don't make mistakes. Also, taking on too much too early, especially if you're not prepared to do so, can put an unnecessary burden on yourself and others. So, a lot of times, some people like to compensate for them not accomplishing something at a certain time, or not following whatever it is that they would like to do in life. They will compensate doing something for someone else, taking on a lot of their baggage or so, to make them feel comfortable with something they haven't accomplished themselves. So, coming straight out of high school, that's typical for anyone who is young, but it's not encouraged to get into something like a big family or anything like that coming out of high school, because you don't have any money. And when you do that, you put an unnecessary pressure on yourself because you're not established. You haven't allowed yourself to go out and explore anything as far as like relationships, as far as what you want to do in life. And so when you don't allow that time to be able to explore these things, this urge can come back to visit you when you are in the middle of having children, or in a relationship where you have just gotten married. Maybe you are trying to become stable at some point, and these things come back to visit and hunt you, because there could be conflict in the relationship between you and your significant other. They want to do one thing, they want to follow their dreams, but then you want to do your own thing, and you're talking about how much you've put into this person, therefore you should be able to do the things first. And there's just so much conflict, so much headache. And you can imagine, if you're someone who may be middle aged and are still going through a situation like this, how much of a toll this can take on your health and your psyche. So, whenever you find yourself is stressed out and fed up, one of the things that you can do is you can go on a drive. Just go on a drive, clear your mind. This gives you some peace and quiet. Peace and quiet does a lot for you, because it gives you an opportunity to really think about your actions, think about things that you've done in the past and where it has gotten you. Think about where you currently are in life, and you want to really put focus on where you want to go, and you want to be reasonable with everything that you are thinking about, because time is very important, and time you can't get back, so it's more valuable than money. So it's important to value yourself and understand your worth and understand your time, and you want to value other people's time. And a lot of times you have to tell people that you are supporting, or people that depend on you, you have to tell them the truth, because saves time, and it saves money, and it saves everyone stress. And who cares if it's going to offend, or if it's going to um, upset someone, if you are telling someone the truth. And a lot of times we have to understand this, and we have to be good with this, is that everyone shouldn't always be happy. Like, if everyone around you is always happy at all times, you may be doing something wrong if you're looking to be successful in life. And It's important to recognize the things that you want to do, and you have to be lightning fast with it. Too often, many people are complaining what they can't get done, the things that they're not able to achieve, the things they haven't accomplished, and things like that. And a lot of times they want to emulate others and be on their level, but they're not putting in nowhere close to the work that the person is putting in. And so, um, there are just so many ingredients to life. There's a structure to life. There's no skipping steps. There's no magic wand. You do have to put in effort and time, and not, you don't want to jeopardize anything that you want to do in life just to satisfy your ego by putting unnecessary stress on yourself by taking on someone else's baggage when you don't need to. So you have to really, really take a hard look at yourself, clear your mind, understand what it is that you want to do and how it's going to benefit you and others, and realize that you can't help others until you help yourself. And there's going to be mistakes along the way. There are going to be learning opportunities, and that obviously no one is perfect, but you can strive to be as perfect as you possibly can. There's nothing wrong with that. And that everyone who is living the life they want to live are not exactly debt free. So a lot of times we put um, these expectations on ourselves. We listen to other folks and we act like, we have to be at a certain level doing a certain thing and doing exactly it's the way they say. But all of us are unique. We were made um, to be leaders and to utilize the strengths and the unique qualities and characteristics that each of us have. And if you're following someone, you don't get to activate these things, these characteristics that are within yourself. So I appreciate you for listening to me today. Please understand that the solution is you. With that, have a great day.